What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
Well, you,
How are you doing, Mark?
yeah, well, you started. I was just busy writing a final message, but yes, I'm doing good. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the weekly vertical EMA, the place where we take you guys to the latest updates and uh, show you guys everything what we've been doing behind the scene. And of course, this week we're going to give you guys this as well. Of course, just like always, we're gonna have the opportunity for you guys to ask us a few questions, which we will answer directly here and for everyone to hear and to enjoy as well. So please prepare questions if you have them. We always enjoy answering them, and it always gives a little bit more body to the EMA. This week, we're going to make it a little bit more of a general update, and there's a great reason for that. And the reason for that is that we are preparing currently for one of the biggest campaigns up until now, for one of the most anticipated vertical products that we are going to be launching very soon. I'm not going to say which product yet. We're going to announce this next week in the EMA. So make sure that next week you're tuning in. Next week is going to be huge, and it's going to kickstart one of our biggest campaigns all the way up until now. And we are now locked in with the whole team, working hard around the clock to make sure that we have the full roadmap, the full pipeline of posts, of the right people that can help us to amplify this, the whole shebang, to make sure that this is going to be a banger in the space. And yeah, so today, as I said, today is going to be a little bit more of a general update, which is, of course, always also welcomed by the community, luckily. So, guys, before we go into the latest feature releases that we have done, I want to reflect a little bit on what we have achieved in the last 4 weeks. So, a couple things are very impressive, that are very standing out. I think that one of the things that we've talked a lot about on this EMA as well is that we managed to become fully MiCAR compliant, something that only a handful of projects in the space have managed to do. This makes us one of the most compliant projects in terms of crypto regulations in this space, where we oblige to the strict rules of the European Union, giving more security and safety to our users. Secondly, something that we're also very proud of is, of course, something we introduced a few weeks ago, and that is the equity acquisition in a very innovative machine learning engineering research firm called Levanchi Labs, that now give us access to a first of a kind knowledge graph technology, which will soon be integrated into the studio and ready for our users to customize AI models on, and which is going to make your lives even better and easier. So that is super exciting. Third thing, obviously, we are now revenue generating. We are nearing closing the first month since we turned on the revenue engine, introduced the payment system. This has been a very interesting 4 weeks. Obviously, a completely new phase in our company, where we have to twist the buttons on terms of web 2 marketing, web 3 marketing, user acquisition. How can we convert them better? And luckily, we have a couple of geniuses on board, like Hidde and also Frizo, that are constantly analyzing the data, to make sure that we convert those users into paying one, and to make them also join into our token economy.
Yeah.
Interesting fact actually is that up until now, I think that 70% of our revenue has been generated through the vertical token. So it's so nice to see that this utility that we've thought of up front, that we've activated with our payment system, is actually in works. And we are just super excited to see people actually use our token to purchase credits and subscriptions on our platform. and a portion of those credits obviously get burned. So we want people to use our token to access our platform, because this fuels our flywheel effect, our burning, etc., etc. You guys are fully aware, of course, of the whole mechanic. So super impressive, super proud of the team. Obviously, we're just getting started, but I think the fact that we can say that we are revenue generating is already super nice.
Definitely.
And the last, reflection point that I'm gonna give to you here, which we haven't shared yet, which we've seen crossed off today, is that we have officially managed to get 40,000 registered users on our platform. We've crossed the line. We have finally did it. We are over the 40K, and we are well on our road to the 100K users that we've set up as a target for this year for the vertical platform. We're putting everything on everything to make sure that we've reached it, that we reach that goal. And again, we keep showcasing that we break those barriers. Guys, 40K vertical registered users. It's phenomenal adoption. And we are just super excited to keep this user account growing, because obviously,
Yeah.
like I said before, Hidde, we're just getting
Yeah.
started. I don't know if you want
Well,
to add something over there.
yeah, maybe. So this is, the 40,000 is like, it's super exciting. It's a really nice milestone. But please be aware also that, we're going to launch the studio, and we're going to have a whole new can of users, a whole different persona, which will be coming in and registering and starting using the studio. So really excited. The first experiments have already been launched on the studio. The first optimizations have been made. So yeah, we're really excited to see this number grow in the future once the studio launches. Super exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, that was a little bit of the reflection that we've done. Now that we've come to this point, we want to do a couple announcement of a couple things that are coming. One of the things that we have been working on in the past few days is a sort of secondary product within our platform, and that is the vertical swap. So last week, our CTO gave you guys a live demo, but today, after the EMA, we're going to be launching the vertical swap and bridge on our website itself, and therefore making swapping and bridging Vert AI across the three different chains that we have now our token on easier and more accessible for everyone. We noticed that it could have been a little bit hard for people to find the right places to purchase, maybe on Avalanche or maybe on the base. We want to make sure that people are able to purchase the VertiI token on our own platform without needing to leave the platform, and therefore are more likely to use the token if they don't have it yet to purchase credits. So today we are going to be launching the vertical swap. So stay tuned of our socials and be one of the first to use our own custom built swap on our website after we have announced it. Super excited. As I said, a secondary product. We won't call it one of our main products, obviously, that will be staying the stream, the studio, and the cloud. But this is just a very interesting and fun and very practical feature that we wanted to introduce for you guys to make sure that our token, as we always say, is as accessible as possible to as many people as possible, as easy as possible. Um, well, that is nice. Something that is also going to be happening today or tomorrow is that obviously we've announced a partnership with Gradient a few weeks ago. We have promised them to be one of the first projects with our token to be listed and tradable on their platform. In exchange, we provided liquidity, they provide liquidity, and this is finally happening, guys. This team has been building. We have been in close contact with them. I'm super impressed of what I see, and I'm very proud to say that Vertical is going to be one of the first projects and tokens that you will be able to trade in their custom built technology on their platform. So stay tuned. Probably tonight, Hidde, you know a little bit more about this, but probably tonight or tomorrow, you will be able to trade the Vert AI token on the Gradient platform.
So I think that is indeed being launched later today. But yeah, that's on the Gradient team when the beta goes live. Super
Exactly.
exciting.
They're working hard behind the scene,
Yeah.
guys, and they're keeping us up to date. That's very nice. And then, guys, we have been thinking recently. We have been thinking, how can we make more impact? How can we reach more communities? How can we make sure that vertical is connected to to the most reputable projects in the space? And obviously, you guys know that we are now doing the EMA every Wednesday, and we have some spaces done on Monday. But these spaces, we do this with our partner at Unfungible, and which has been going great. Obviously, most of you have seen them. They're great spaces. But we are actually currently now working on developing our own type of spaces where we call it round the table. The name is not completely set in stone yet, but we call it round the table, where we are partnering with the Burp Nest, where the Crypto Burp, which has a great following and a great community, is going to be co-hosting these round the tables together with Vertical, where we are going to be inviting the most impressive projects, the most reputable projects, and also the projects that are gaining momentum in the space and that have a story to tell, and where we want to discuss very intriguing topics with edgy questions, where we can really get down to the basics of what triggers founders, what makes a good product, why Web3 and AI is so good connected, and why this space is just getting started. So long story short, very soon we're going to be hosting our own first spaces with some invited speakers. We'll announce which projects these are going to be, but I'm going to promise you we're only going to be inviting top projects with, as I said, that are building crazy stuff, that are building interesting stuff, or having a very interesting founder with a great community behind him, to make sure that we are really getting connected into the best of the space. And that is what we want to do for you guys. We want to grow our own community. We want to communicate with other communities. And this is going to be the first step towards that. Pooh. All right, that was a lot of talking. I think, Hidden, we have covered everything. As I said, guys, this week is more of a general update. Obviously, as you've just heard, we are going to introduce some cool features, some partnerships, and some interesting community building and marketing tactics. But be be aware. Next week, make sure that you tune in, because next week we're going to be launching the biggest campaign that Vertical has ever rolled out into the markets, with one of the most anticipated products in our whole ecosystem. All right, let's see. Hit them.
Exciting.
Anything you want to add there, or should we jump to the
Um,
questions?
No, I just want to share indeed to emphasize the work we're putting into this campaign to blow everybody away. You know, the things we're working on, the studio we're working on, the developers in the back, we're really building something, yeah, extraordinary. It's something we haven't seen before nowhere. So this campaign is also going to emphasize that fact. So super
Yeah.
exciting times ahead. Yeah.
Well, what we maybe
Um,
can do, let's see. Maybe we can do a little live demo. Let me just check with
a
Mac.
live demo of vertical swap. Are you talking about, Manouk?
Yeah, let me just check. Bang, bang, bang.
So in the meantime, I will just have a look at any questions, guys. If you have any questions, while Mark is setting this up, yeah, let us know in the comments on YouTube, X, on Telegram. You know where to reach us. Let me see. I don't see any questions. I think that was all. pretty clear, um, Mark. So
Okay. Well, let's check this out. Please. All right. No, we have to wait a little bit. Mac will push the latest update for
there
the
is
vertical
one
swap in a few seconds or in a few minutes. So,
there's
guys,
one
stay tuned. What is it? Hit it, please.
question.
Oh, you have a question. All right.
Why the prompt count is 0 on the website? And when will staking system relaunch? Great
Why
question.
prompt count is zero? Oh, that is a very good question. That is a glitch, obviously. That is not supposed to be. We are pushing a major code refactoring to make sure that everything is even more efficient, better error handling, and also towards the user, so you know exactly what goes wrong, but also for us to identify those things better. Maybe something in that latest code push has happened. But thank you for notifying this zero prompt.
Very,
Obviously,
very sharp. Evil eye.
very sharp, very sharp. I'm sending it over to our tech team as we speak. Um,
And then the second part of the question, Mark, maybe you know something more about this as well. When will the staking system be launched? The
yeah,
date.
that's a good question. So, you know what it is, guys. We are working on many fronts. We have now, we're working on our AI tools, our cloud tools. We're also working on our blockchain tools, the VertiI payment, but now also another Vert swap. And we just have all these things in the pipeline. The staking system is already in the pipeline, but I can't just give you a date right here, right now, when this is going to be launched. We're going to, we're going to see if we can launch it. I hope that we manage to launch it this year. I think it's going to be a very good feature to get people on board, by staking, locking their tokens, increasing total value locked, and giving people the ability to use our platform without even needing to spend their tokens. So we're all about building this feature out. It is in the pipeline, but as of now, I'm not able to give you an estimated launch date. We're aiming for at least this year. Did
All right.
that answer the
Great,
question?
great question, Hans Luis. Thank you for that.
Thank you
Um,
for the question, indeed.
and thank you for the heads up that there's a small bug in our system. Guys, if anybody using Vertical Stream, using our platform, using our website, sees anything that's not working or you think it might not be working, reach out to us through the feedback form on the website, but also in our community, so that we can immediately have a look at it and fix this. So
Definitely,
don't
definitely.
be shy.
Here, there's a question. There's a question. Web3 Godfather. Are you pasting it in here for everyone to see?
I will do it right now. Web3 Godfather, it's coming. Let's go. Following the base expansion and
Mhm.
Levant Labs partnership, what strategies are in place to grow the VertiAI community and attract non-technical users to leverage the no-code studio for AI development?
Yeah, yeah. So, well, I think that what we just said, right? Look, we're doing two things right now. Like we've brainstormed on community building like 2 weeks ago. We wanted to put some extra fuel on it, and that's why we are setting up these round the tables, right? We want to be in charge which communities and which founders we bring around the table to talk on the spaces of vertical and the bird nest. So we're really trying to grow our own community by being exposed to the communities of the project founders that we bring on board. This counts for them as well as strong as for us, right? They get also, our communities also get exposed to their product, etc. So it's a win-win-win. So we're trying to amplify this, by connecting more, by being more of a proactive role in getting great speakers together. So that's one. And secondly, you're actually pointing out the base expansion. And this is very important to us because we notice that the base community is a whole separate community on itself. So we're actually looking at onboarding some key figures in the base communities that have some influence over there, and to make sure that we are also promoting the Vert project with the token directly to the base community as well. So, but to make that all happen, obviously, the round table that is happening, that is a completely new idea, super interesting. But the base expansion, we first needed to list on base to make sure that we could get that attention and also convert it into whatever it benefits the community. So those are two strategies that we are currently executing to grow the community further. And in terms of attracting non-technical users to leverage our no-code studio for AI development, this is the marketing campaign. This is a marketing campaign in itself, and this is something that we are working on very hard. We are going to obviously leverage the Web3 communities to see if anyone wants to use it. We've already been in talks with a lot of project founders that have the need to use this. So this is the Web3 side, but obviously, Hidde, and you know exactly, you know a bit more about this. We're also going to be penetrating the
Yeah,
Web2 channels like crazy.
yeah.
And we're gonna operate this just like a regular business where we are hungry for adoption, hungry for market share, and hungry for growth. And
So
well,
I think I can elaborate a little bit also on the Web 2 side, right? So right now, what we're doing, the strategies we have in place is running advertisements, seeing what works, right? We have some technical users, we have a lot of technical users that will want to use the studio just because it's going to be super fast. You're going to get super fast results. It's going to be really cheap to use as well. So we're going to have those, but also on the other hand, we have the non-technical users that are just starting to experiment with their own AIs. And right now we're running experiments to see, okay, how do we approach both user groups, and what do we learn from them to then identify the best channels there on, the best way, the best messaging to attract them. And this is all a data driven iterative process, right? Look at the data, what works, what doesn't, and eventually you will find your early adopters, or your innovators that will start using your product, and we go from there.
yeah,
And I think also emphasizing on the growth of the Vert AI community. We're also actively right now looking at different channels than the usual Web3 to expand our community. So that is also super exciting, and we're building those campaigns, and some campaigns we're already testing. So there's a lot of things going on in the background. Just find the right tone of voice, the right channels, etc. So yeah,
no,
lots.
exactly. And I just received a response of the tech team, the glitch on the front page about the prompt count not showing is fixed, so it's connected again. Forever who pointed it out, thank you again, but it's fixed.
And Luis, thank you.
That's how fast we go, guys. That is how fast our tech team responds and operates. Blah blah. No, joking around. Okay, guys. Well, if there aren't any questions yet, then I think we can close this off. Again, guys, I'm gonna give you a reminder to tune in next week, Wednesday. Also, I'm not sure if we have said that very clearly here. The 2nd of September, so that is next week, Tuesday, I think.
Next week Tuesday,
We
yes.
are hosting our first round the table with projects out of the space that are making an impact, that are making noise, that have interesting founders to talk. So make sure you book the 2nd of September. We're gonna be doing this at I think 4 p.m. UTC, but we're gonna do an announcement on our socials, of course, to inform you a little bit better. But and yeah, tune in next week in our EMA because we are going to be announcing our biggest campaign up until today for our most
Good stuff.
anticipated product. All
Yeah.
right, guys. So thank you all for tuning in. It was a great pleasure being here and giving you guys this update. I wish everyone here a great evening, a great day, wherever you are in the world. This is Mark and Hidden tuning out. Thank you.
See you later.